Hey, although you don't know this, this is take 2. This is Mrs. Weeks, and
Mrs. Poole.
Mrs. Poole is on her A game. Mrs. Weeks is going to try to get it together here. Okay, we're going to talk about addition and subtraction strategies. These are alternative strategies for you to use when solving problems. And a great way is...
One way is to use partial sums.
Very good. And partial differences. And as in the last video, which if we had kept for you, Mrs. Poole pointed out that this is a good thing for mental math and things like that. So fantastic.
Absolutely.
All right, so here we go. Take 2, and we're going to give this a try. Partial sums. I'm going to start a little bit higher here. So 362 plus 246. Okay, so what do we mean by this partial sums here? What are we going to be doing?
Basically, with the partial sums, you're decomposing the number. So, like 362, we would decompose that to 300 plus 60 plus 2.
Plus 60 plus 2. Love
so we're expanding that number.
Right, and they should know all about expanding numbers,
They should.
Right?
They expanded big numbers today.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Then 246 we'd expand as 200 plus 40 plus 6.
Nice job. All right, well, you know what? This is some easy math. We've got 500 here. We have 100, and we have 8. And that's a nice, easy grand total to get for 608. Nice job, right?
Yes, and isn't that what mathematicians want to do? They want to find the easiest way to solve that problem?
Exactly. You're going out shopping, quick ways in your head. That's very nice. Okay, all right, so here we go. Now we're going to go into partial differences. Ready to fly here.
We are ready to fly.
Okay, all right, so here's the problem we're going to give you. 251 minus 187. Now this is going to look a little different, isn't it?
Yes, because with partial differences, we don't necessarily have to decompose both numbers. We only have to decompose the number that we are subtracting.
Right, we're just going to take out the pieces that feel nice and comfortable to us. And remember, we're only giving you suggestions. If you broke apart 187 differently, that would be fine too, right?
That's what works in your head.
Exactly. Okay, so I'm going to start with 251, but I have to take 187 out of this. So what do you think? What is something you would take?
Something that I would take away right away would be 100.
And I think that is absolutely fantastic. This leaves me with 151. A nice job. All right, but we're not done yet because we still have 87 left that we have to keep track of here. So, all right, so what else can we take out?
I think with that 187, I think with the 87 left, I would probably take away 50, or you could even take away 51.
Okay, you know what? I like the 50. I'm going to say 50. That's just me because, you know, it's just easier for me. And I'm going to be left with 101, which I really like here. Look at this. All right, but I'm not done yet. How much do I still have left out of this 187 that I still need to take away?
Well, 187, and we've taken away 150, so I would say 37 left to take away.
Okay, but do I have to take 37 away right now?
No, because I think an easier number to take would probably be breaking that 37 apart and maybe taking away 30.
Ooh, I like that.
Just make it an easy, friendly number to work with.
Exactly. Okay, well... All right, that's very nice. Okay, so the 10 minus the 3 is the...
71.
71. Very good. All right, so now we're left with 71, but we're not done yet. So now what?
We still need to take 7 more away, so we take away a total of 187. Because I know that 100 plus 50 plus 30 plus 7 is 187.
All right, and my answer would be 64. Beautiful job.
Hey, we did it this time.
I am very shocked, but you know, way to go. Okay, all right, so let's show you a couple other. We have adding on a number line and subtracting on a number line. Okay, we're going to go ahead and do adding on a number line here, and this is our problem that we're going to give you is 349 plus 175. I love number lines. I like them because they're open and you can decide whatever you want to do with them. So here's what I'm going to do. I have to, with this one, you have the start time, you have your number, 349. Do you have an end?
We don't know an end yet.
No, we really don't. And where are our jumps going to come from then?
Our jumps are going to come from the number that we are adding on.
This
so that
one right here.
175. So we want to look at that number and see what would be easy jumps to make.
That you could maybe add quickly then too.
Very quickly, 'cause we
all
wanna
right,
do it in
so
our head.
I'm thinking 100. Are you
Hey,
thinking
I like 100.
Okay, all right, so I'm gonna
100
go
is
ahead.
always easy to work with.
Yeah, okay, so this is going to be my plus 100, and this is going to give me 449. Look at that. Okay, all right, so I've taken 100 out of this. So I've jumped 100. I still have 75 more to jump, but I'm going to be honest with you. 75 may not be something I can do. What would you jump?
Oh, what about 70?
Yeah,
Do you think
absolutely.
70 would work?
You know what? And I even think sometimes people see this and go 49. Ooh, if I just made one.
One more. I was going to say, you could
You
even
could do
jump
50.
one more. Mm-hmm.
Okay, but we're going to go ahead and jump 70 because that's just what we're going to do. So we're going to jump 70. And that's actually going to take me to 519. Okay, but I'm not done yet. How many more do I have to go?
Still have 5 more to go.
Okay, and that's the plus 5. This top part that you see right here, this top part right here, this, and this should add up to what this number is. So just make sure you're doing that, okay? And then the final jump is going to take me to 524. Awesome job. Okay. All right, what about subtracting on a number line? This looks a little different, doesn't it?
It does.
Okay, I'm going to give you one. So let's do 251 minus 187. Okay. Now, we're going to talk, and Miss Poole and I, we're going to talk about 2 different ways that we can do this, right?
Yes, you can either go where you add up
Yes.
on your number line, or you can actually do the subtracting where you would subtract backwards.
Okay.
If that
All
makes
right.
sense.
I'm going to show them the adding up, but I want you to jump in and talk to them about that then too. Okay. My start point then is going to what is that? Okay, is going to actually be this lower number, because if you're going to add up on the number line, you're trying to find the difference between these two numbers. So I'm just going to see the distance between these. That's all I'm doing. So starting with this lower one and adding up might be a little bit easier for some people. So here we go.
So in this case, you know a starting number and you also know an ending number, don't
Thank
you?
you so much. You're absolutely right. Okay, I do have an ending. I have to get to this, and I get to decide what my jumps are.
You
That's
do.
the really great thing. So it doesn't matter. So, okay, first thing I see is a 7 in the ones place, and I think that's screaming for a 3 because that's going to give me another 10. So everybody following me here at home.
I like that.
And I also think that I could probably do a 10 out of that too. So I'm actually going to make the jump of 13. Now, all of you could make a different jump. It doesn't matter, okay? So here we go. I'm going to do a plus 13 jump. All right, and that's going to get me to 200.
A nice friendly number to work with.
That is a beautiful number. And guess what? That's not bad at all. What is the next jump then you think I'd have to make to get from 200 to 251?
Looks like a 51 to me.
It really does.
51.
51. And so my answer actually comes from my, oh, good googly, 2 numbers here. So I have to add those up, and I've got my answer, right?
You do. So
Okay,
13 plus 51.
Okay, you're going to help me out here. 51 plus 13 gives me
64.
So our answer would actually be 64.
You got
How cool
it.
is that? We
You
are like
got
awesome.
it.
Okay. 2 more guys, so hang in there with us. We have the back it up strategy and an easier problem. Back it up, I'm going to do really quick here for you. And Mrs. Poole's going to jump in here too as another way that she sees to do this. But I've shown this before in 3rd grade. I know she's shown it in second grade too. Back it up, simply the way I've taught the kids, is to take off 1 from each of these, okay? In other words, this number, if you subtract 1 from it, becomes 299. If you subtract 1 from the bottom number, it becomes 128, okay? And this is just an easier way, so you're not regrouping all the time over those zeros,
It
right?
really works well when you have those
Yes, and in fact, that's really the
Zeros.
only time
Yep.
it works. Don't try to be doing this at
Yep.
other times. This only works if you're over zeros. So a lot of times with money, $20, things like that you're
Exactly.
subtracting it. So, and this becomes a much easier problem because there we go. That was easy for me to do, and that was 171. So we'll talk more about this, but we want to show you. But you want to pipe in too. What else could you do?
Well, I know that sometimes my students have done, instead of subtracting 1 on each side, they do 299 minus 129, and then they would just add that 1 back in.
Very
So,
good point.
Either way, but you got to remember to add that 1 back in, otherwise you have done your problem incorrectly.
Right,
So,
and in this case, subtracting 1 off, you got to remember to take 1 off both, yes, in order to
Exactly.
do that. Okay,
Exactly.
last one, guys, and that's an easier problem, okay? Okay, all right, now I'm going to show you an easier problem. This one we're just going to do a really quick, 72 minus 58, all right? And all we're going to say here is that you really could make minus 60, couldn't you? Because that's much easier, right?
absolutely.
Because this screams to be, I mean, it's so close to 60, I could just do 60. But what am I going to have to do to that 12? What am I going to have to remember that I just did to the 68 that I'm going to have to, in order to have a correct answer, that I'm going to have to do to this?
Well, because you've already taken two additional away, now
Right.
you have to add those back in again.
Okay, that's
Does that make
absolutely.
sense?
I think so. Plus 2 equals 14. And 14 is our actual answer.
It is.
Okay. All right, guys, we promise we will work more on these in class. We're going to give you problems to do on your own. We want to see one alternative strategy. I know you can do the regular algorithm. I want to see one alternative strategy for each of these problems. So here's your first problem. It is 461 minus 177. Okay. And your other one is going to be 349 plus 175. Okay.
And a thing to remember with these alternative strategies is that it's also a good way to check your work. Even if you do the algorithm when you are working problems, this is just another way of checking your work.
Absolutely. Okay, so these two problems brought in an addition and done in one of the alternative strategies we've shown you, okay?
And that is due on
Friday.
Friday, right?
Awesome.
All right.
Bye, guys.